Good morning, boys and girls. How are you? This week in the haunt, I'm going to send you back into the sprint. And our topic of persuasive writing this week is electronics. It's our screens. Can we do without electronics, without screens, for 1 week? Could we do it? Could we do it? Now, to write this assignment, you're going to need to think really carefully about all the screens, all the electronics that you use, and how you use them. Okay, so for example, right out here, I'm outside. I'm doing this video for you. So I am using my phone. Okay, so that's the first electronic device that I have. Now, I use my phone all the time. Okay, I use it for communicating with my family, with my children. Okay, I use it for my job. Boomwriter is an international company. Okay, that means there's people that work for Boomwriter all over the world. So I use my phone to communicate with them each and every day. So I use my phone all the time. I do use it for texting. I do use it for social media. So I use my phone a lot. So it would be hard for me to do without it, but I could do it with one condition. It would have to be like during the summertime or during a break from school, when my family's with me and I wouldn't have to do my job, when I was on vacation. So I could do without my phone for a week only if I was on vacation, because I do use it all the time. It's a requirement for my job. Now, my second device that I have, I also have an iPad. Okay, so I use my iPad for school. I use it pretty much all day, every day, for pretty much the same thing. I do my school lessons on there. That's where I have my grade book. I use it a lot for school. However, as cool as my iPad is, and as much as I love it, I could do without it, okay? I could teach on the board, and I could teach from my textbooks. So I don't really need electronics to teach. Okay, so I could do without my iPad for a week. So I would have to write that device. So I have a phone. There's a paragraph right there talking about what I do with it and could I do without it. My second device is an iPad. So how do I use it? I use it for school. I put all my lessons on there. I put my grades on there. Could I do without it? Yes. I could do without it for a week, and I could teach from the board and from my textbooks. Okay, my third device is a laptop. I do have a computer, but I don't use it very often. So I could easily do without my laptop. I don't use that very often. I use my iPad more. So I would have to include that detail because I'm looking for details this week and a little bit of length. All right. So I have a computer, but I don't really use it. Now, another screen that you're going to have to think about is the television, TV. How often do you watch it? And could you do without it for a week? Could you just turn that TV off? So, for example, for Mrs. Walker, the answer would be yes. Okay, I really don't watch a lot of TV during the day or even on the weekends. The TV in my house is pretty much off. Okay, I like peace and quiet, and I have a few television shows that I do like to watch with my family, but I could do without that. So we do have a TV, and I personally, for myself, I don't watch it very often. Okay, so I could do without the TV for a week. I could do that pretty easily. So I want you to be thinking before you write about all the electronic devices that you use. Now, it's going to be different for you because you're a kid. Okay, it's different for me because I'm an adult. So I want you to think, like, first of all, do you have a phone? You may or you may not. So you need to tell me that. You need to say, Mrs. Walker, I have a phone and this is what I use it for, and I could or could not do without it for a week. Or you may say, Mrs. Walker, I don't even have a phone. So I don't have a phone anyway. I don't need it. That would be easy for me to go without one because I don't even own one. Then you're going to need to think about an iPad, a tablet. Do you have one? What do you use it for? Do you have apps on there? Do you have games on there? Do you watch videos on there? Do you do homework on there? Okay, so I need those. Those are your examples. Those are your details that are going to fill up your story with words for me. Okay, I need to see some length this week. Now, could you do without it? I don't know. Could you do without it for a week? You're going to have to think about that and tell me. Okay, now what about a computer? Do you have a computer? If so, how do you use it? Okay, are there games on there that you play? Do you do your homework on there? Tell me about that. Do you have a laptop or some sort of computer that you use? And could you do without it for a week? Okay, then what about the television? Okay, how often do you watch TV? What do you watch? Could you do without that for a week? Okay, so I want you to think about all your electronics. Now, for Boomwriter, you submit your work electronically. So what device do you use to submit your work to me? Okay, so you would at least need that to submit your work. Okay, or could you do without it? Is there a way that we could get our work to each other without using electronics? That would be hard. That would be hard. Even in the summer, we were still writing stories together. So that would be kind of a challenge. We might have to take a week off. It's just a week. Could we do without electronics? Could we do without all of the screen time that we use each and every day? So as you go to write this piece in the sprint, okay, I'm looking for length. I'm looking for examples and details of all the electronics that you use. How do you use them? Those are all sentences. Those are all details. And could you go without them for a week? For 7 days, just for 7 days, could you turn it all off? Okay, so I'm really curious to see what your responses are going to be. All right, so you've been doing an awesome job. I'm super proud of you for how you did with our last persuasive piece, and I can't wait to see what you're going to do with this one. All right, you guys have a great day and a great week. I'll be talking to you soon. Bye.